Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Cooking More with Less. My name is Celina, and basically last night or the night before last we cooked some shark soup, and I kind of fibbed on the cooking time about that. It actually takes about 45-50 minutes to cook once the potatoes and the carrots and the squash are all in the pot. So I wanted to let you guys know that it came out delicious. The cooking time exactly 45 to 55 minutes. And what I did do, which I did not tell you guys about, is I poured a half of a can of light coconut milk in there, and I also added a cup of black rice. The rice actually is right here. It looks like this. The Lundenberg, they have a really nice gluten-free whole grain black rice. So I just went ahead and cracked that open and added a cup of that. And that upped my cooking time to about 45 minutes. So I let it simmer on low, and it came out delicious. And when you're warming it up, like the day after, just you might need to add a little bit of water on top just to soften it. So this evening, what we're gonna do, real quick and simple, and this actually came from an idea of when I went to a friend's barbecue, like just right here on the beach, nothing big or anything. And they had sweet potatoes, and they were so destroyed. You should have called them like cholesterol butter globs, because literally it was so much butter and cholesterol. Like, you don't need to destroy the natural flavor of some foods that have so much. They could have been called beta carotene cholesterol drops. That's exactly what I would call them. But here's our sweet potato, or some people call candy yams. This is what they look like when they're cut. This is what it looks like when it's not. When you get them at your local store, and they're really inexpensive, very, very high in beta carotene, high in vitamin B, very, very good calcium, great carbohydrate, I would say, a complex carb, really good if you're working out and you don't want all the extra gluten, all the extra drama. Sweet potato will give you the longevity and the energy, and also kind of give you a little bit of glow. At least is what I feel. And give you some nice booty. So sweet potatoes, because it's a stocking food, like yams. Same thing if you have wild yam is a great herb to take for hormonal balance. So when you think of wild yam, you're thinking of yams, candy yams. Candy yams are great for stocking. So wintertime is coming. Even though it's not, freezing out here, you still want to do a couple warming foods. This is great. Shave it off like so, throw away, cut it into strips. I'm going to cut this one down because I have a little bit more room in the pot. But I just want to thank everybody again for tuning in and for just showing so much support and encouragement to continue to do more. So this is a really just, simple way now that we're in a new space to be able to include everyone in some real quick fixings. And the preparation time for that fish soup was really, really short. So what I wanted to do is complete and continue. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting the yam. If the camera could come close to me, I set this up myself, but if the camera could come close to me, I'm just cutting it into small wedges on my cutting board, somewhat thin, not really, really thin and not really, really thick, because we do want it to cook with ease in the oven. My oven is preheated on 375, and once these go in, it's going to take about 45 minutes. And I'm going to show you how to make them really, really easily with a little bit more flavor than most that I've tasted. So, now that those are all cut up, you can basically see it in the pot. What we're going to add on the bottom of it, which a lot of people don't really use, is a little bit of apple juice. That's going to moisten the sweet potatoes and keep them moist in the oven and flavor them really nicely as well. And it's not just, water. So I just went ahead and splashed about a quarter cup over those. And I'm going to take just a little bit of water. Oh my gosh, I don't have to do that anymore. I do have a lot of smart water here, so I'm going to use that. But I also got a Brita. just for my fridge because I go through so much water. So, cinnamon. You want to take some cinnamon powder and sprinkle it over. You can also use nutmeg. I don't have any nutmeg right now, so I'm just going to use some cinnamon powder. Sprinkle, sprinkle, drinkle, drinkle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Rub them a little bit. Throw some extra virgin olive oil. You actually don't need any butter. If you have like Earth Balance, you know, like that soy-free margarine, you can use like 2 tablespoons and just throw it on the bottom of that. But I'm just going to use some extra virgin olive oil and lightly coat, now that my cinnamon is in there, lightly coat my potatoes with that. And what I'm going to also add is some grated ginger. A lot of people don't add this to sweet potatoes, but I always think of like palate combinations that will really be delicious. And this is so slamming, y'all, because the ginger's a little spicy, and then the sweet potatoes are a little sweet, and I like a little bit of a lot in there. So I just went ahead and just took some ginger, and because I don't have a grater right now, I just took my knife and shaved it closely to my body, you know, just shaved it thin, 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 thin. So I go ahead and put that in there. So now when this marinates in the oven, it's going to be marinating and cooking in a whole bunch of flavor naturally without destroying maple syrup, something, without destroying the flavor of the potato. So this is just, you know, maple syrup. And some people use brown sugar, which caramelizes it really nicely as well. And I actually like maple syrup a little more. It does the same thing in the oven once it's covered, nice caramelization on your potatoes. And I just drizzled a little bit on top of them so that it can seep into the bottom and make it nice and gooey and yummy. And that actually creates, just with the applesauce, you know, you can like figure out how much moisture you want to add through the week to your stuff. Some people like a nice little gravy on theirs, and that really works well. And then the ginger touches the maple syrup. Oh my yummy yums. Oh my yummy yums. So we're going to go ahead and cover that and throw it in the oven. And that was it. No butter, no extra no extraness. It's late, I'm more sleeping, and I'm having a blast cooking at night, which is what I usually love to do, because then in the daytime when he needs lunch, that's already made, and I'm not like running around with my head cut off. So that's a great way to maximize on time, especially if you have a child and you need to feed them during the day. So part 2, Brussels sprouts. These are nice tiny little baby ones that I got from just like a local farm, you know, little farmer's market out here. But they were so small and green and beautiful, Brussels sprouts. What you basically do is you cut the base of them off. There comes a stem, and you don't want to cook the stem. When they're bigger than this, you can cut them in half, just so that the cooking time isn't, you know, like an hour. It's kind of unnecessary. But just throw those in a Pyrex bowl. I like the glass Pyrex bowls, but you guys can also use just the straight regular metal ones. I don't love them, but they're great. They wash out easy, you're good. So the same thing with my Brussels sprouts. I'm going to add a splash. This is literally a little splash because I don't like them too tender. I like them a little crispy, a little, you know, drier, so to say. But this allows them just to cook a little so they don't dry out. I can actually add a little bit more now that I'm looking at what's on the bottom. Instead of water, applesauce. And then this is just nice sliced thin yellow onion, as well as some garlic, because I like a little bit of flavor in my stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and top that with the garlic and the onion. I'm going to add some sea salt and some pepper. I like my Brussels sprouts really simple because the flavor of them is so organically yummy that you don't need a whole bunch of stuff in it, I don't believe. You can add a little bit of basil if you like that, but I'm going to go nice and traditional and just do black pepper, sprinkle it with sea salt, and again, a little drizzle of maple syrup because Amor really enjoys it. And because Brussels sprouts tend to be a little bitter with the, it looked like a lot, but this is almost empty, it's almost done. So I'm just watching how much I'm drizzling into it. With the onion and the garlic, it gives it a nice flavor. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I dropped one for good luck. I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know, gooey those over, rinse this off, and add some olive oil to that as well. Go ahead and just use my hands. Get all those flavors that we just threw in there. Brussels sprouts are very, very high in folic acid and vitamin C as well as calcium. And vitamin D, like Brussels sprout is like, you know, good things come in small packages is the truth at times because they're so rich with greatness and they taste wonderful. Now, if you really want to freak it out and take it to the next level, which is usually what I do at nighttime, if I'm making fish or something, I got my little bits of my smoked salmon. Fry this bad boy up. I made a recipe. A lot of people showed some love, man. Thank you very much. I like thinking out of the box and mixing and thinking of the best ways to create the flavors that I love. So this was a way that I thought of making like a hot pastrami or like a bacon, a BLT sandwich. Fry some gravlax in a little bit of olive oil on the stove top, 5 minutes tops. Back, click. Get a nice caramelization, nice crispiness. Dry it out on some paper towel and you are good to go. But after you do that, you can crumble it and crumble it on top of your Brussels sprouts and you have a nice smoky flavor that really is slamming if you want like a complete meal that's, you know, for lunch. So that's what we did. I'm not adding any salmon to that. And I don't add it to it when it's wet because it stays moist and you don't want it cooked. That would be good, but I like different like textures. So because that would be nice and you know, tender and soft, I want the salmon to be like bacon bits and to be sprinkled over it like bacon bits. And again, that's no extra nothing, no butter, no craziness, just the basics and raw ingredients combined together to make the best meal. And we're gonna throw this in. This stays in, again, for about 40 minutes. You can check with a fork and just make sure that your Brussels sprout is tender through the middle. And the same thing with your sweet potatoes that are doing lovely in there. You can, you know, pull back your foil and check it in about 45 minutes. This is a new oven, so I'm still testing it out, but I have a feeling it's gonna take exactly 45 minutes to get exactly the way that melts in your mouth goodness. And lunch is made for tomorrow, and a little bit of side dishes for dinner if I feel lazy. So, thank you for tuning in. That's how you can freak a simple, quick. Kids are sleeping, you need to make food in the morning, but you don't have time. Do it at night, takes about 20 minutes in total. And the preparation time, you can sit, have a glass of red wine, or like myself, read a book and do some handstands. Thank you for tuning in to Cooking More with Less. Love you guys. Peace.